Hey guys, so I have a huge book haul for you today. I have $700 in Usborne books. Most of them are for our homeschool and unit studies and things like that. Some of them are just gifts for friends, and then some of them are for giveaways for Usborne, and some of them are gifts for an occupational and speech therapy clinic that one of my kids goes to. So I am going to flip the camera around and show you everything that I got. I wanted to do a flip through because I just thought it would be useful if any of you want to see what it looks like inside, especially the homeschooling books. Also, I'm going to put the info in the description box below, all of the time stamps for when each specific type of book is going to be shown. So all of our homeschooling books I think are going to be first. But then if you want to see the books that I got for the occupational therapy clinic, or you want to see books that I got as gifts, things like that, or baby books, I will put the timestamp below, so you can just skip to that part of the video if that's all you're interested in, because it's a lot of books and it's probably going to be quite a long video. So without further ado, here we go. So I'm gonna get started with some of the books that I bought with our homeschool in mind, although these could just be used for any extension unit or any casual reading. So the first is this nature journal. I have had my eye on this since it was released, I believe, in the summertime. And we have plenty of nature journals, but I just love the details of this one. And I think that this will be great for my 10-year-old to just go and explore on her own, because there's information on every page versus making it specifically a part of our school. I also think that I'm going to give this to them in their spring break baskets, which is what we call our Easter baskets. I'll put a link up here if you're interested in that. So I got a nature book for everyone. For my boys, my 5 and 7-year-old boys, I got them this little children's nature books. These little children activity books are really great for that 4 to 7-year-old age range, because it's more like games and puzzles, but also really educational. And then for my almost 2-year-old, she'll be 2 when I give her this, I got her this little first sticker book of nature. She loves these motor skill type of things with these sensory bins or these stickers, things like that. So I thought that this would be great because the stickers are pretty good quality in all of these first sticker books. For my 7-year-old, I got him this Build Your Own Dinosaurs book. My boys love these big sticker books, so I thought that would be great for him. Now I'm wanting to keep them a little bit separate, not always give them the same thing, because they tend to want to be on the same page as each other. So if one moves on to the next page, the other one starts like rushing their work. So I got my 5-year-old this Usborne first sticker book of dinosaurs, because again, I think this is one that he can do without direction from me. There's not really instructions for me to read for him. So this will be great to stick in our warm-up bin, which is something you will see on my channel probably tomorrow. I got this Space Maze book for all of the kids. Again, this is probably going to go in our warm-up basket. These are really large. That's why I showed you my hand there, just so you could see the size of it. There are a bunch of these large books, but they did not have the Space Maze one yet. They have the Big Maze book or the World Atlas Maze book. So I thought I would grab this one. These have quite a few pages with pretty detailed mazes. And you'll see as I show you a bunch of space books, I think I might be planning a space unit next year, even though it's been we've done one a few years ago. I got so many books, I couldn't help myself. This is one of the new books, this engineering scribble book. I'm not sure which child this is going to be for, or maybe it'll be another community activity book, but I couldn't help myself with this one. This one is really fun. It looks very detailed and very educational, but also something that I could have totally seen myself playing with when I was their age. I absolutely love the Lift the Flap books, especially the math one. So we have first math, adding and subtracting, multiplication and division. So I got them fractions and decimals. My son is starting on fractions and my daughter is starting on decimals. So it worked out perfectly. These have so many flaps to lift, and I didn't want to lift too many of them because the kids can tell when I've done it before them. They love the fresh new book. So I'm showing you here in the sunlight if you can see how many different flaps there are to lift. These are great. I believe that the Lift the Flap Times Tables book has been the biggest help in our homeschool and has made times tables very, very fun for my daughter. I really couldn't help her with flashcards and things like that. The book just really made it come alive for her. So I'm hoping that this does the same thing. I just think these are so unique and just take education to that next level and make things fun and take the pressure off. So I love that book. I also got Lift the Flap Engineering. Now, this isn't something that I have a unit study for or that we've even really encountered yet in our homeschool, but because I got that Scribble book, I wanted to get this one just to see where we go with it. And again, I'm showing you with the light how many different flaps there are to lift. I think Lift the Flaps are so much fun, and there's nothing that, there's no reason that it has to be left to 3 and 4-year-olds. There are quite a few Lift the Flaps for older kids from Usborne, and so my kids really enjoy these. They're super high quality, and in case you don't know, Usborne has a 50% replacement policy, so if for any reason, if it can totally be your fault that a book is ripped or damaged, they will replace it at 50% of the cost for you. The next book here is this Look Inside Animal Homes. Again, it's another Lift the Flap book, but I love all of these Look Inside books. And I have quite a few animal lovers in our house. So I also got Lift the Flap questions and answers about animals. I grabbed the big book of Stars and Planets. If you haven't seen these big books, they fold out, the pages fold out, so it is a very, very, very large illustration on each page. We have a few of the big books. You'll see in this video, I ordered another human body because ours got damaged in the flood that happened in our laundry room. But we also have the big book of big bugs and the big book of big machines. So they are so much fun. The kids love them, and they always fight to have them in their little bookshelf by their bed just because they can stretch it out across their whole bed. Oh yeah, here it is, the big book of the body. So I had to replace this because our big book of the body was one that it was sitting in about 1 inch of water for about an hour before I noticed that our washing machine had overflowed. So I knew I needed to replace that one right away. Again, another solar system book. I think it's just in my heart to do a solar system unit. I got this fold out solar system, and it is just basically one large fold out page. So on one side, it shows the details and the information about each individual planet, star, what have you. And on the other side, it's the same exact illustration with just the names and not the information. So if you have your kids memorizing facts, the one side is great, and on the other side, it's a great opportunity for them to learn the facts. This big picture thesaurus is awesome. I saw my mom grabbed this to have at her house for the kids. She has the kids do some fun writing prompts and journaling and things to earn screen time at her house. So I got this for her, and when I was peeking through, I knew it was something I wanted to have in our homeschool. This is really fun. So I'll just stop talking and let you look at some of these pictures. I just love that Usborne has so many supplements for your school or for a classroom that just make learning so much fun. So I absolutely love some of these books in our homeschool. The Children's World Cookbook is something that I grabbed for more of a world geography approach. Probably we'll use it more next school year when we're going back to doing other continents instead of the United States. But this is very in-depth. It's not just one recipe for one country. It gives you a whole overview of different elements and aspects of that culture's food. So I thought this would be a really great resource to have for geography. Timelines of World History, I wanted to grab this one because I've actually had a lot of people when I'm doing a CC party for Usborne or any kind of homeschool party, this one gets ordered a lot. So I hadn't actually owned it, I hadn't looked through it, so I wanted to get this one for our homeschool. It seems like a staple that a lot of people appreciate. But I did want to show you in case you want to know, because this is a question I get asked a lot. It starts at 10,000 BC. Some people, are very particular about what resources they have and dates and things like that. So it starts at 10,000 BC. I figured I'd answer that question before you asked. It wasn't something I knew before I ordered it, so there you go. And it goes up to 1999. This one looks like so much fun. The Medieval Messenger. It looks like a newspaper, and I thought that was so cool. So my boys love reading like Garfield and comic book style books, so I thought that this would be really fun for them to have in our homeschool. We did just finish the Middle Ages, but nevertheless, it's a great resource. So these next few books are just books that I grabbed for our nonfiction shelf. We have weather, living in space, lizards, storms and hurricanes, and dangerous animals. So these are books that I just like to have on hand for the kids to flip through and grab when they're interested. So I tried to get books that are more specific to what their interests are at the moment. My kids are super into like danger and dangerous animals and things like that. Storms and hurricanes. Oh, is this one weather? No, storms and hurricanes. Of course, we live in Florida, so hurricanes are a part of our normal life down here, and I just wanted to show you that they are only $4.99. So if you're ever doing a unit study and you want some nonfiction books on hand, just pop onto the website and see. There are so many different resources besides just storybooks and Lift the Flap books that Usborne has. There are pocket reference books, all sorts of things that you can use for your homeschool. This next book I thought was great for my kids. It's 365 Things to Draw. It didn't dawn on me when I ordered it that means one different page for each day of the year, but it takes me a while sometimes. I thought my kids would really love this book. All of my kids like to doodle, so I thought this would be a great resource. 365 Things to Draw and Paint. On the Mountain looked like a beautiful book, so I definitely wanted to have this on our bookshelf, and I also got Across the Savannah. There are other ones, but these were the two that I specifically wanted to have right now. And again, if you are concerned, that 50% replacement policy is always calling my name. If you are not familiar with the Shine-A-Light books that Usborne has, you basically shine a flashlight behind each page and something appears on the page. So, for example, and I didn't have a flashlight with me at this time, but that picture there of that little boy is what will shine through on that next page, where the picture of those kids laughing is what will shine through under that light there. So these are fun books. My kids love reading these in the evening. I don't mind giving them to them at bedtime just because I can turn the lights off and then they only have their flashlights and that helps calm them down. This book, what is it called? Is it Brain Teasers? I can't remember Optical Illusions, right. My kids have never seen optical illusions before because everything's just so technologically driven anymore that the good old optical illusion books they're kind of few and far between. So I grabbed this because as soon as I saw it, it just brought me right back to my childhood. This Cookie Crumbs book looked like a really fun book to have for poetry tea time on occasion. It celebrates it's poems that celebrate the different random national holidays. So National Change-A-Light Day, or I can't remember what some of the other ones were. I'm trying to film this while I'm watching the video and I'm getting a little tongue-tied. The Gas We Pass. This one, can you guess who I bought this for? I bought this for my 5-year-old boy. He is super into all things toots right now, so I grabbed that book for him. This one, I'm not very afraid of the dark, looked like a really cool book, and of course, as with all things that I buy from Usborne and Kane Miller, it's just such good quality. Any bedtime type of book or bedtime storybook, things like that, I always grab them when I see them. So this was a new book, a new title from Usborne, and I always grab them just because I just don't think I can have enough bedtime books on hand. Without a doubt, reading a bedtime story in a soft voice always knocks out a couple of my kids as we're reading, so I love to have these on hand. We read some of the same ones over and over and over again. The Usborne Book of Nighttime and then this I'm Not Very Afraid of the Dark are a couple of titles that I have for my older kids, but otherwise we're reading, you know, baby bedtime books, but nobody minds. The Bear Grylls Adventures has a few new titles, so I grabbed these for my son. My 7-year-old loves these. We have the River Challenge, the Volcano Challenge, and the Earthquake Challenge. We have a few other Bear Grylls titles, but sometimes I have these as giveaways for when I'm hosting an Usborne party as well. Bully on the Bus, I wanted to grab and read myself before I recommend them in Usborne parties, so I grabbed that one, and my daughter will also read it after I'm done reading it. I got these for, so now we're moving into the books that I got for my almost 2-year-old. So this is the Jump Around Little Book of Movement, the Make a Noise Little Book of Sounds, and Count to 5 Little Book of Numbers. These looked perfect for her. The That's Not My books are her favorite. So this is That's Not My Pony. They're very interactive. She eventually memorizes each of them and reads them out loud to everyone. It's really cute. I always try to grab her 1 or 2 of the That's Not My books every time I place an order. I also got this Lift the Flap Colors. I'm starting to think about what she's going to be doing with us next school year. A little bit of tot school, nothing too difficult, but I've grabbed a few resources here for her, so I thought that this book was really cute. And again, like, look how cute all of the different flaps you can lift. It's just so interactive. I absolutely love all of the Lift the Flap books. To me, these were super ingenious. So we have the Usborne First Math Slide and see adding at the circus and subtracting. So you see 1 + 1, you slide it over, and then the answer appears 2. And then 1 circus bear, and then add 1 more. And when it says add 1 more, you would turn the page over. There's 1 more, and it slides over to the answer. Makes 2 circus bears. So I thought that was really, really cool. I think that's a fun way to introduce addition even at the super young age. She can count to 5 and it basically goes up to 5. Same idea with subtraction. So you have the 5 carrots, 5 minus 5 equals, you slide it down and there is 0. Take that B away and the answer appears. Kisses, Cuddles, and Good Night is really cute. If you are familiar with the All Better book, then it's the same concept. You use these reusable stickers to give each animal their little stuffed animal at the end of the night. It was still in its wrapping, so I didn't want to open it in the book, in the video. And then All Better, this is what I'm talking about. These books I actually bought for an occupational therapy office as a gift, and All Better is one of my kids' favorites, and it's actually one of our consistent top books that are sold. You just put the little sticker bandages on each little animal's boo-boo, and these stickers are not sticker material. You can actually wash them in cold water and they're reusable. So we get dog hair on ours all the time and you just rinse it off and they're sticky again. I have my first 100 words and Count to 100. Again, these are books that we love in our homeschool, and I thought they would be great for the speech therapy and occupational therapy office. These next books are books that I got for giveaways when I host an Usborne party online. So I never know who's gonna win, obviously. So people have everywhere from, you know, say middle schoolers all the way down to babies. So I try to have a good bunch of books to give away. So these Olivia's Secret Scribbles are really cute. If you are familiar with the Ella Diaries, Olivia is her younger sister. So it's like the Ella Diaries books, but more illustration and written for younger readers. So if you have an older daughter who loves Ella Diaries and you have a younger child who has been interested, the Olivia's Secret Scribbles are really cute. Beyond that, I have some Bear Grylls books, some mini phonics books, the astronaut sticker book, the ballerina sticker book. Tanglewood Animal Park is one of my daughter's favorite series that Usborne has, and so I grabbed one of these for a giveaway. It's actually very detailed, so if you have an animal lover who likes chapter books or who can read chapter books, I would definitely grab these Tanglewood books because they're very detailed from like a veterinarian standpoint. I remember just from the Zebra Rescue when they were showing there was like a birth, and it was very detailed without being too graphic, of course, and I really loved it for her, and she loved it as well. So these next books are for friends and for my mom. I grabbed some books for some people as gifts. A couple of friends who are about to have babies, I thought it would be good for them to have some new books for their other kids to play with. Now, in the beginning of this video, I showed you some dinosaur books that I had gotten for my boys, and I ordered 2 of these Chef Academy books, one for my daughter and then one for another girlfriend. But for some reason, I only pulled one out to show you. I forgot to show you the other one in the beginning of this book. So the Academy books are some of my favorite books, and Chef Academy is one that I've had my eye on. My daughter is finishing up Vet Academy. My son has Pilot Academy, there's Engineer Academy, Scientist Academy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little different for me to do a flip through instead of just a haul. So if you liked that layout, give it a thumbs up. If you guys are interested in earning free books for your home or your homeschool, you can always reach out to me. I'll put the info in the description box below. I am booking some Easter basket stuffing parties right now for March, and then toward the end of the school year, I do a lot of CCE parties for the next cycle. So make sure you reach out to me if you're interested in hosting a Facebook party and earning some free books for your home, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.